And we are live, ETV Live, Cowboy. I'll tell you what, we are here tonight at Daytona International Speedway. The lights are on, and we're going to get ready for some Sunday Money action here with Cora Championship Online Racing Association. With me in the booth here tonight, Ted Manning. Laura Lawson, she's pushing the buttons in the studio downstairs in the trailer. But I'll tell you what, getting set for a hot night in Daytona tonight. 101 laps here tonight, Ted.
Yeah, 101 laps tonight at the track that basically started it all for motorsports, and that is down here in Daytona Beach, Florida. It's going to be a great night of racing here on this 2.5 mile track, and I can't wait to get this started, JD.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, some of the characters to look out for tonight is Thomas Lewandowski. Now, this is they're really good at Daytona. This is their last time out here in the Gen 6 cars here tonight. Kenneth O'Keefe, he ran second last time out here. Michael Churchma, I'll tell you what, Cowboy, I remember him from the first race we broadcasted with these guys. This dude is hot. Look for Michael Churchma to be up in front. Finishing fourth the last time out, Terrence Donovan. Rounding out your top five, David Saunders was a good showing last time out here at Daytona in the Gen 6 car. So it's going to be some pretty good racing here tonight. This is Season 2 for the Sunday Money Series. You got 3 shots at qualifying and then get in on Sunday night and win a trip to the bank, Cowboy. And I'll tell you what, they've got it broken down like this, Ted. The payouts. First place $30, second place $20, third place $15, fourth place $10, $5 for fifth place, the pole winner, the wild card qualifier, wild card finisher, and safe driver award. And I'll tell you what, any one of those could put you in the money here.
Yeah, and I love what they have here with the Sunday Money Series and the season payouts. As of this year for Season 2, $200 in points fund. The champion will get $100, $100 right in your pocket. Second place will get $40, third place $30, fourth place $20, and fifth place $10. So I love what they're doing here, JD, with the Sunday Money Series. Everybody, as long as you come within the top 5, gets a good payout.
I'll tell you what, I mentioned his name before, Michael Churchma, and kind of an unusual spelling. You'll see it up there on the ticker on the screen. It's Tjeerdsma, pronounced Churchma. He finished second last season to Dale Smalley. Dale Smalley, of course, going home with the trophy and the big check. But Michael Churchma, here I go pronouncing it wrong, Churchma. He's finished second last season with Denton and Doug Nedgel finishing third and fourth respectively. So, and I believe I don't know that I see Doug Nedgel here tonight, but I'll tell you what, we'll go down the list here just shortly as we get ready for qualifying session. We're about a minute away from taking it downstairs to the introductions. But I'll tell you what, tonight's race, under the lights here at Daytona, 101 laps, Sunday Money. Who is going to go to the bank tonight, Cowboy?
I don't know. It can be anybody's race. Just like at Talladega, Daytona is a super speedway, and it is a large speedway at 2.5 miles. So that means whoever is leading it coming off of the backstretch in the last lap heading into turn 3 and 4 may not be the person leading it coming down to that checkered flag, JD. I'm excited. Are you excited?
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, probably going to be about 25 to 30 lead changes here tonight. That's nothing unusual for a big track like this. Daytona, Talladega, it doesn't make any difference. But I think you do want to be up in front. I would say probably maybe top 7 or so to stay out of the big one. The big one usually happening somewhere about mid-pack or so, and usually winds up taking out good 5 or 6 cars, but be looking for that here tonight. So remember, these guys are all vying for a trip to the bank here tonight, but why don't we go ahead and send it downstairs for the introductions.
Welcome, viewers, to tonight's Cora Sunday Money Series. These drivers have earned their way into tonight's race through one of 3 qualifying races on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evening. They will be competing for the purse, which will be split between the top 3 finishers. Sunday Money Series official sponsors are Berkey Painting and Sandblasting, Greens Automotive, celebrating 60 years of business. A first look at the all-new 2013 Chevy Malibu. A revolutionary new touch console puts all the information where you need it. Introducing the entirely new Ford Fusion, an entirely new idea of what a car can be. And now we would like to pass off to Reverend Mark Anderson for our pre-race invocation.
Heavenly Father, we thank you that in your divine providence, you made it possible for us to be here tonight. And we ask you, Lord, to watch over our servicemen and women here and abroad. And God, that you would protect them as they protect the freedom that we enjoy. And now, Father God, we lift up to you these asphalt warriors, these high-octane gladiators who are going to risk themselves for the thrill of the race. We pray that you would increase their talents and abilities, that you would heighten their senses and awareness. God, that you would protect them and give them a race that we will never forget. God, that we can have a 3-wide, door-banging drag race to the checkered flag tonight. Yes. Father, we believe that nothing but good things are going to come to pass as soon as these men hit the gas. So, Father, we pray by faith, with joy and thanksgiving in our heart, and in the precious name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and together, all of God's creation says, amen and amen.
And now we'd like to pass it off to our very own Jaden Berkey for today's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
And now, finally, down to Gordon Berkey for the 4 most famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
And we are back live here, and a big thank you to Jaden Berkey. I believe that's the daughter of Gordon Berkey in the number 17 machine. He'd be starting 13th position here tonight. But why don't we go ahead and take you down through the grid. We'll let you know who's who and who's where at the starting line here tonight at Daytona. Starting on the pole, Kenneth O'Keefe in that number 73 machine. On the outside, in the 69 car, Dale Smalley, last season's trophy winner. Starting at third in the 14 car on the inside, Ronald Jones. Dallas Markle, he'll be starting in the 48 machine, and fourth on the outside. Back on the inside in fifth position, the 07, Richard Brose. On the outside in sixth position, the 88 machine of Michael Churchma. Keep an eye on him tonight. In seventh position, the 27 car of Mark Gloy. Mark Arthur in the 15 machine, he'll be starting eighth position on the outside. Kevin Vaughn, he'll be starting in ninth position in the number 4 machine. In 10th, Jeff Figlin. In 11th position, the 24 machine, Alan Larson. In 12th position tonight, in the number 30 car, David Saunders. In 13th position, in the number 17, with the daughter with a beautiful voice who sung that national anthem for us here tonight, Gordon Berkey. In 14th position, in the number 8 machine, Steve Staten. In 15th position, number 40, David Wenk. James Brown will be starting in 16th position in a 00 car. In 17th, the 31 of Brandon Cody. Vincent Vinny, he'll be starting in 18th in the number 71 car tonight. In the 11 car, in 19th, Bruce Bouchard. Michael E. Campbell, he'll be starting in 20th position here tonight in the number 92 machine. And the 28 belongs to Lawrence Phillips in 21st position. In 22nd position, John Larson, 98 car. In the 34 car, the 23rd position, Jared Treese. Casey Mahoney, he'll be starting in 24th position in the number 33 machine tonight. Barry Winburn in that number 13 car, unlucky 13, 25th position. Eric Sharp, he'll be starting 26 in the 18 machine here tonight. Jonathan Smith, he'll be starting in the 01 car in 27th position. 28th belongs to Doug Nedgel in that number 25 machine. Starting 29th, Ralph Shipman in the number 22 car. In 30th, Kevin Martin in the number 5 car. Kevin McCarthy, he'll be starting in 31st in the 44 car tonight. In 32nd position in the number 29, David Whiteside. Rounding out your field with 33 cars on the grid here tonight, Terry Hurley, he'll be driving that number 6 car as we take off out of pit road and head down onto the backstretch, or into turn 1 here. We'll clear turn 1, go down the backstretch. I'll tell you what, these guys will be sucking them up, pulling them up tight, cleaning off their face masks, getting ready to roll here at Daytona for 101 laps.
And that 101 laps is going to go by. Probably everybody's going to be on the edge of their seat. I watched these guys race in the first time ETV Live ever did broadcast them, and the race was absolutely incredible. Great racing by everyone involved, and the ending was absolutely phenomenal. So for me to be able to broadcast this race once again is a great honor, and I cannot wait for this race to get underway here at Daytona International Speedway.
You bet. Daytona International Speedway. Let's tell you about this place. Daytona Beach, Florida. Capacity 167,700 fans here tonight. International Speedway Corporation owns this place. They broke ground in 1957, so it's like the granddaddy of them all. Opened up in 1959. Charles Moneypenny was the architect. It's 2.5 miles long. The turns are 31 degrees. The triangle 18 degrees as the pace car gets set to take that left-hand turn down Pier Road, and we get ready to take this baby green. Starting up here in the front row is going to be Kenneth O'Keefe and David Smalley. David Smalley, Season 2 trophy winner. He went to the bank last season. Can he do it this season? The green flag comes out, and we are racing at Daytona. Getting a good run on the field here. Kenneth O'Keefe, David Smalley, Ronald Jones, Dallas Markle, and Richard Brose, your top 5 up here. Nice, smooth start here so far. And I'll tell you what, with 101 laps on the board here tonight, it's going to behoove these guys to take it easy, stay calm, stay cool, stay collected, talk to their spotters, and just race this thing out, because it's not going to start until about 10 to go, and that's where you lay the money on the line. Kenneth O'Keefe with a good lead up here, but I'll tell you what, we've got one on pit road already. It's going to be the number 6 machine of Terry Hurley. Not sure what the problem is there. He may be getting a late start here tonight, as he's already 1 lap down. I think somebody forgot to pull him up and get him up and get his boots on out here. But Terry Hurley makes his way out onto the track, and he's got a long ways. He's got a long ways to go, a lap down. So he's got to find a buddy. But I'll tell you what, if the dog comes out tonight, he'll be the recipient. And joining me in the booth here tonight, I'll tell you what, Matt Close in the house. Matt Close, a veteran with ETV Live. Matt he's actually going to be the broadcaster here on Sunday nights for the Cora Championship Online Racing Association. but had a little difficulty trying to convince his boss that he had to get home and go to work for JD, the Cowboy, here on ETV Live here tonight at Daytona Speedway. But I'll tell you what, Matt, welcome aboard.
It's good to be here, JD, and I'm ready to see some good racing tonight.
You bet, and I'll tell you what, right now it's pretty much 60, it's about it's single file racing, pretty much all the way back to about Mark Gloy. You get back here to 7th position, guys, and it's a second pack starting. That front pack up here has just about taken off, but let's call it let's call it a second and a half back, starting with the 27 machine of Mark Gloy. Mark Arthur, Kevin Vaughn, David Saunders, and crew back here, a second pack forming. But I'll tell you what, it is a long night here tonight, so you can pretty much put these things on autopilot for the first 90 laps or so, and just let it ride. But I'll tell you what, these guys are duking it out up here in front already, side by side. The 69 machine of Dale Smalley up here on the outside. He's pushing the 48 machine. That's going to be Dallas Markle up here in front, but I tell you what, can't make a go at the leaders up here, so they had to back off, rejoin the bottom lane down here, but couldn't make that top line work. So it's still a little bit early. We're going to see a bunch of lead changes here tonight for sure before this thing's over with, guys. All right, with 6 laps in the books here at Daytona Speedway, I'll tell you what, pretty calm, cool, collected here tonight. Now, like Talladega, these guys are going to have to make the swap, get those motors cooled down, get up into some fresh air, and that usually happens about 4 or 5 laps, apart from one another. So you watch these guys get tandem up here. Whether it's a teammate or not, irregardless, at some point they're going to have to stick that nose out into fresh, clean air, swap positions, and take another go for 4 or 5 laps to get those motors cooled off. But as this night goes along, up here on the top side, now it's the 27 of Mark Gloy up here. He's got the 15 out in front on the top side, trying to put something together here early at Daytona. But a lot of laps here tonight. So plenty of time to get the job done. Single file all the way back. Little issue with the 18 machine. Eric Sharp back here tangled with the 11 machine. That's going to be Bruce Bouchard here a little bit. A little bit of damage to the rear end of that 11 machine as they kind of got tangled up coming off of turn 2. Going into turn 3 and 4 right now. They're tandem up, but on the bottom, here comes David Wank in the 40 machine. He's being helped by the 31 of Brandon Cody as they go past the 11 car and gain a couple of positions here. So like I said, guys, 7 laps in the books. A lot of lead changes here at Daytona International Speedway here tonight under the lights with Championship Online Racing Association. And this is the Sunday Money Series. So I'll tell you what, everybody here is looking for that trip to the bank here tonight, guys.
Yeah, JD, definitely. People wanting to come on with the money. Daytona being pretty much a wild card for anybody can win, slingshotting around and everything.
You bet. And again, they qualify. They have qualifying sessions during the week. You got 3 opportunities to get your name on the list, and then it's a payout series. I believe everybody pays a qualifying fee, and then this is how it goes. First place, it gets $30. Second place gets $20. Third place, $15. Fourth place, $10, and then $5 for 5th place, the pole winner, the wild card qualifier, wild card finisher, safe driver award here tonight. And that's going to be the highest finisher outside the top 5 with the fewest incidents here at Daytona tonight. So there's numerous ways you can earn a few bucks here in the Sunday Money Series.
Hey JD, and I'm looking at this email you sent me. Is it true that the champion of the season is going to get $100?
I believe that was the payout for last season, but yeah, I think that's what they're working on this season as well. The champion gets $100, second place gets $40, third gets $30, fourth gets $20, and of course fifth place he comes in with $10. But absolutely right, $100 to the season champion. That's what Dale Smalley picked up on his way to the bank after finishing a good season one here. And I tell you what, let's get a check on Dale Smalley here and find out where he's running in the field here. As we look down the list, he's currently in the sixth position here in that 69 car. So he's just kind of taking it easy. Just got around cruise control here. Now he's tucked up behind the 48 machine. That's going to be Dallas Markle here as they motor on around Daytona Speedway. All right, 11 laps in the books here tonight, guys, and I'll tell you what, this is pretty much single file, guys, all the way back to the 33 machine, 16th position, the 33 car up on the high side as he tucks down, back down on the low side. He's got Lawrence Phillips in a 28 car behind him, 17th position back here. But pretty much single file, guys, so, these guys are racing smart, racing clean. And I mean, this is for cash. This is for picking up a check here tonight, as much as it is, piling up the points and hoping to go home with a big check, take that trip to the bank at the end of the season with $100 in your pocket. So they're racing smart so far, Matt.
And it's definitely going to take a lot of strategy. As much as you think, JD, to race around a track where you're flat foot, just constantly through these drivers' minds, they're thinking, when's it going to be the right time to make that move, and when's it not going to be, and can you make that pass coming to the start-finish line on the last lap?
Can you make that pass? Well, I'll tell you what. I tell you somebody who's not going to be able to make that pass. Let's go back all to lap 10 here. Gordon Berkey in huge trouble. He comes off the turn 2 here, takes a bite out of the wall, gets sideways, takes another chunk out of the wall, and just absolutely loses it. And I believe he's probably got some handling issues as he gets nailed. Trying to figure out who that was. The 34 car comes by and nails him hard, lifts the rear end clear off the ground. And I believe that's going to put the 17 machine out of commission here tonight.
Looking out front, though, JD, back out front, 88 falling back. We've got two cars pushing their way to the lead on the outside to be the new leaders this lap. Looks like another trouble for another person down there on the apron, JD. Blowing up in smoke, plenty overheating comes a problem with this Tango draft they got to use here at the Super Speedways.
You bet. I'm still watching Gordon Berkey down here in that 17 machine. I believe he went down pit road, got some repairs. He's on the apron right now, but he's definitely smoking up the place for sure. He's going to make another trip down pit road. He's tucked down on the apron here below the yellow line, so I believe what he's trying to do is stay at least as close to the lead lap as possible. He's already gone down a couple laps already, but Gordon Berkey's 17 machine all the way down here on the apron. The race officials have not thrown a caution yet for him, but he is safely off the track, out of harm's way for the rest of the cars as he motors on down pit road here to get some more repairs. But let's take it back out in front. Richard Brose, Dallas Markle, Ronald Jones, Dale Smalley, last year's winner, and Michael Churchman. I told you that that 88 machine, keep your eye on him. He finished second to Smalley last season in the season final, or the season championship. So keep an eye on that number 88 machine here tonight.
And as we said, they were single file at the beginning of this race. Looking back to about 10th place, behind the lead pack, there's also a second pack of cars, JD. There's about 7 cars there, all side by side, racing to go towards the front once again and battle for the lead as they're catching the leaders at a rapid pace.
You bet. And with 16 laps in the books here at Daytona, Terry Hurley back here in 6th position, or 29th position, 6th car. He's in some difficulty too. Just took a trip down the backstretch on the apron, comes across the track, almost getting out of shot. But Terry Hurley in trouble here at Daytona here on lap, I believe it's lap 16. But Hurley is, remember, he started late. He's 2 laps down already. And he's looking for some help, I believe. But being out here by yourself without any kind of a drafting partner, you got the 24 car, Alan Larson, in 18th position. The 01 machine up on the top of the 00 car coming at him. Don't know if he's going to be able to hook on and get a tow. And at least, keep from going down, any more laps. But right now, Terry Hurley started from pit road, went a lap down immediately, a little late getting into the cockpit as he works the backstretch back here. Now, they're all going to go right on past him, 24 car. He's going to take a position up on top, try to use that draft from the guys who just went around. But looks like he's going to try to get hooked up with the 6 machine and maybe offer him a ride here around the track. But no, maybe not. 24 taking a position up on the outside, guys, coming through the tri-oval. I don't know if the 24 wants to work with the 6 or not, but I guess he's going to give it a shot going into turn 1.
I mean, here without a partner, you've got over a second difference in lap time, so definitely without a partner, you're going to go a lap down, and you're going to go a lap down quick, even with how big the track is. So coming to restarts, especially coming to the final start, you want to be next to the guy you've been working with and can trust, and trust is probably a huge thing here at Daytona.
Yeah, it is, and you talk about trust. I mean, you can't see a whole lot through the windshields of these cars when you're behind somebody. So, you stare out the left window and keep that apron line kind of in your peripheral vision as you concentrate on what's ahead of you. But, it's very difficult to see through these cars, and you just hope and pray that the guy in front of you is still on the track when you go into the turns. So, rather difficult. But I'll tell you what, these guys are doing a fantastic job here tonight. 19 laps in the books at Daytona. Why don't we step away, take our first commercial break of the night. You're watching it live, ETV Live, Cowboy, on Channel 2. It's the only choice. Don't wander off. We'll be right back.
plus other listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV, live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.
All right, and we are back live here at Daytona Speedway. No incidents as of yet. 22 laps in the books, 101 on the board here tonight. And I'll tell you what, these guys are driving like it was a Sunday afternoon here at Daytona. 2x2 up here, about, let's call it from about fourth place on back here, guys. Richard Bros in the 5 machine, in the 707 machine in 5th position. He's up here on the top, and then they're piling up down here on the bottom with the 14 machine. Ronald Jones And here comes the 8 machine up on top. He's gonna give Bros a little bit of a push here.
They're coming up on Ken Martin and a few other lap cars here down the super stretch. So that's going to cause some issues as they work their way around that. But out front right now, your points winner from last season, Dale Smalley, JD. So another strong pick probably going into this season.
Yeah, you bet. And I'll tell you what, we've been talking about him during pre-race, and of course during the race here, Dale Smalley. Him and Churchma are both cars to be looking out for here tonight. But there's a few more. Denton, Doug Nedgel, who finished in a solid 4th place at the end of the season, or took home at least a 4th place trophy for last season, did a fine job. So I mean, a lot of these guys. Viney, James Brown in the house. Mark Gloy, top 10 season-ending finish for him here at the during the Sunday Money Series. So a lot of these guys, top-notch drivers, have been here before. A lot of them have been through season 1 already, so they kind of know what's expected of them. And I'll tell you what, to go 24 laps here at Daytona, we certainly don't want to jinx this place, so I'll say it really soft. These guys have been without incident for 25 laps, and that's a good thing.
JD, that's definitely a good thing when we got to go 101 laps here tonight in this race, and they got to do it in 2 hours, so it's not too much time if they get a lot of cautions. But looking up front, guys, just got to talk about these 2 leaders right now. You got Dale Smalley going back out to the lead up there right now, going by Dallas Marcio, sorry. But they've been doing this all race. It's called tangoing, and they're switching in the turns. So they've been really efficient at this, and they've probably practiced it a million times coming into this race. But that tango is so much quicker than a pack draft. They're just pulling away, but they're one of the very few who can still do it today with this update, JD, because they've made it so hard for it to overheat.
Yeah, you bet. I haven't been around. I haven't been around these cars a whole lot, Matt. Of course, my job as executive producer at ETV Live kind of takes me out away from the track quite a bit and out of the garages. So I'm not that familiar with these new Gen 6 cars as we put 26 laps on the book here in the Championship Online Racing Association first race of the season here, season 2. But I tell you, I've learned a little bit from the guys. Dakota Ehrman, he spends a lot of time in the garage talking to guys about these cars. It's a little bit tricky to drive, a little bit tougher to drive than the old, I guess they call it the A car. But you really got to pay attention to things here in this new Gen 6 machine, especially with the new build coming here on iRacing. And I don't know, could you call it getting more realistic, I guess?
I would say coming into this game, the Gen 6 car would definitely, you could call it more realistic. I think they got some fine-tuning stuff to do, but definitely in this season where they also introduced Ford, so they brought the Ford Fusion into their A-Class series, which brought a whole new level of competition between the manufacturers.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, Fords and Chevrolets out here, and I understand it might not be long before we see the Toyotas out here on the track as well in the Gen 6 machine. But I'll tell you what, let's take you down through the top 10 here, out in front. And the number 48 machine, Dallas Markle. He's doing a fine job out here. He's got Dale Smalley in that 69 machine pushing him down the backstretch here in second position. Running in third, Mark Gloy. Mark Gloy, of course, I mentioned his name, had a top 10 finish at the end of the season, last season, season 1 here at Sunday Money. Currently running in third here. Mark Arthur here in the 15 machine, running in fourth position. And I'll tell you what, hooked up with Mark Gloy in that 27 car. In fifth position, the 88. Keep an eye on that 88. I'm telling you, Cowboy, this isn't over yet here. But I'll tell you what, this guy's going to sneak up on you. I've seen this guy race once before. In sixth position, Ronald Jones in that 14 machine. He's working with Michael Churchman up here in that 88 car. And then in seventh position, the 07. That's going to belong to Richard Brose. And then behind him, Kevin Vaughn, he's working the bottom here in that number 8 machine, or number 4 machine, sitting in 8th position. Ninth place belongs to that number 32 car, Jeff Figlin. Now, Jeff, I've seen this guy this guy raced too. He's pretty he's pretty quiet. He kind of sneaks up on you too. And then rounding out your top 10 here, the number 40 of David Wenk. So I'll tell you what, smooth and cool here tonight at Daytona. And I'll tell you what, this is turning out to be one of those races that'll go down in the record books, guys. I can't believe how calm and cool and collected these guys are. I can overhear their crew chiefs talking on the radio. It's like they're kicked back, got their feet up on the pit box up there, and they're just kind of sucking down on cold ones up there and watching the race here. So pretty good racing here tonight. And joining us back up here in the booth, Ted, having a little bit of problems, but you know what? I'm going to step away for a little bit, turn it over to Ted Manning. We just got word that 32 cars in trouble, guys.
Yeah, the 32 car looks like has taken a little spill on the front stretch as he is still trying to get his car straightened out and going as cars scream past him on that front stretch. And we'll look back real quick and see what exactly what happened to the number 32 of Jeff Figlin.
Almost looks like a bump draft gone wrong, maybe. No, you know what happened? He tangled with that apron line down there, and you get 2 tires on the other side of that yellow line. That's a completely different racing surface down there. Yeah, it's asphalt, cowboy, but I'll tell you what, there ain't no rubber down there.
Well, there certainly is not, as he showed us right there, going for a spin into the tri-oval, and luckily did not catch anybody as he spun out, was coming back up onto the track, but cars are slowing down as they catch up to the pace car on the backstretch as we are under caution here at Daytona International Speedway.
Yeah, and Ted, we're obviously going to see all these guys come down on pit road. They went 32 laps green, so they're almost a full fuel run. That's about 8 to 10 laps short of a full fuel run here. So definitely going to have probably at least one more stop in this race for them to make it to the end.
Yeah, and that's going to open up a whole lot of different strategies. For instance, luckily a caution flag ended up coming out on the speedway, so these boys will be able to drop down into onto pit row, and they'll be able to get fresh tires, get gas, and fill up. However, down the line, they have to ask themselves and start crunching down the math numbers on what's going to happen if a green flag pit stop does happen to them. If another caution doesn't happen, for instance, they went at least 30 laps without incident here, and so they're definitely going to have to think of what happens if there's another big green flag run, as the leaders are now dipping down onto the pit road, Matt.
Yeah, getting ready to come down into pit road. Following the 48 here, he's got a long way down this 55 mile an hour pit road speed limit to where he'll take his stall. The strategy we'll see here most likely is 2 tires, 2 tires or none, because you don't really need tires at the track, is the 88 gets spun out on pit road. I know that was one of JD's picks tonight. He spun out as he's trying to enter his stall.
And that's a shame that something like that has to happen to the number 88 there of Michael Churchma as he gets spun there on it. Looking up, last year Michael Churchma was actually running to win the championship against Dale Smalley, who is running in the number 69. Dale Smalley, who was our champion last year, exited his pit row after getting some gas and go. So it looks like a lot of these drivers, like you said, Matt, tires aren't really a worrisome thing here at Daytona. However, gas is, and so it looks like a lot of them did not take tires, but they took gas. We will be back here at Daytona International Speedway live after these commercial breaks.
InsideSimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway here at Daytona Beach, Florida. We are still under caution with Dallas Miracle leading right behind the pace car. We've had caution flag pit stops after the little incident that happened on the front straightaway in the tri-oval, Matt. And so we did have a good green flag run though, with 30 laps under the green flag before that spin, and so it makes you wonder if we're gonna have once again another good green flag run before a mishap, or if we're gonna get a little bit dicey here with 34 laps out of 101 completed.
I think we'll have to see them settle in for a little bit again as they're coming to the one to go out of turn 4, but definitely, like we saw the single file racing at the beginning of the race, it's going to take them a little bit more to get back into that groove of going side by side every lap across the start finish line. But definitely, as we near the end, it will get dicey, and definitely probably see a lot more cautions in those final 20 laps.
Yeah, I always say, Matt, cautions breed cautions, as now the lights will go off on the pace car. To round out your top 10, you have the number 48 of Dallas Miracle, and right beside him, taking that outside line, is the number 69, our defending champion, Dale Smalley. Behind them in the number 14 is Ronald Jones, and then the number 07 of Richard Brose. Then you have Mark Arthur rounding out your top 5.
Yeah, and to round out your top 10 and 6, you got Eric Sharp. 7th, you got the number 11 of Bruce Richard. 8th, the 27th of Mark Lloyd. Up in 3rd not too long ago, had some trouble on pit road, but also on the track. But here at the Super Speedway, it's not too much to make up. 9th, you have the number 4, Kevin Van. And 10th, the 33 of Casey Mahoney. Great pit stop. I've actually seen him running more towards 15th, 20th this race. So he's moving forward in the world.
Yes, he certainly is, and so, like I said before, cautions may breed these cautions. We do not know yet. However, like JD was saying to you before, these guys have been running pretty relaxed. They haven't been slamming into one another and causing all these cautions, as we had a great 30-lap green flag run. As they go off into 3rd and 4th turns, Dallas Miracle and the number 48 will take us down to the green flag for a restart, Matt.
Yeah, and just here you have that little bit of a bend coming through the front straightaway. It definitely makes it hard. It makes it harder to bump through there, but on these restarts, benefiting the people on the inside lane all the way through, as it looks like the guy on the outside might have some electrical issues coming to the line, but hopefully he'll get those sorted out as we go green.
Yeah, as the pace car they are coming down dips off onto pit road, that green flag is in the air, and we are once again back to racing here at Daytona International Speedway. Dale Smalley on that high line being pushed by the number 14 or the number 07 or no, the number 14 rather of Ronald Jones. As they go off into the corner, Dale Smalley will jump down in front of the number 48 of Dallas Miracle as they head off onto the backstretch, and they are running hard, Matt.
They're running hard for right now as they're trying to probably get a little sorted out here. That 88 and 11 hooking up back here at the tail end of the lead pack. But that 69 and 48 Tango we've seen all race long, hooking up to pull back out a little bit. And it looks like there's 7 cars up here in the lead pack, so some guy's going to get the odd man out.
Yeah, some guy will get the odd man out, and that will be the number 07 of Richard Brose. As he went up high and then got pushed back, he's now looking in the 5th position as he squeezed right down in front of the number 18 of Eric Sharp. But he is now in line right behind the number 15 of Mark Arthur, as they will once again start running down in the single file line that we saw before. And the single file line will take us all the way back to, it looks like, where the number 28 is, in the 21st position, Lawrence Phillips, as he will jump up high of the number 25 of Doug Nigel. But looking back up at the front, you have your leader, number 69 of Dale Smalley, being pushed by his tandem draft partner, the number 48 of Dallas Miracle, as we have just completed lap 37 and now are on lap 38.
Yeah, they're pretty much single file all the way to the back, 2 by 2, and just partnered up, trying to tighten this thing up a little bit more. But nobody all night long has been able to keep up with those two, the 69 and 48 out front, or switch as good as they have been. But looking through this field, just single filed out again like I thought they would, and pretty much until about laps 70, 75, we won't need to see pit stops or have them get too eager about gaining the most time as they can while people are making the green flag pit stop.
Also, something to take note of, we just saw up at the front the number 69 of Dale Smalley jumping out of line and letting number 48 go underneath him, and then Dale Smalley jumped right back in behind him. What that does, for those watching back at home, is that gets him clean air into his car. When the 48 was pushing the number 69, what was happening was that he wasn't getting enough air to his engine. That's causing his engine to overheat, and that can lead to his engine blowing up. And so what he has to do is tell his partner, the number 69, to jump out of the lead, come behind and push him for a while so he can get some of that good air back into his car. As you can see, that's what the number 48 and number 69 are doing as what we call them tandem drafting partners. You can also see right behind them the number 14 of Ronald Jones and the number 15 of Mark Arthur doing that as well, as they have caught up to the lead pack cars. Something to note, Jared Treese, who was in the number 34 car, was being shown 2 laps down, has had to exit the race after receiving a black flag as he pulls his number 34 car behind the wall. But back up at the front, you have the number 48 of Dallas Miracle still leading this pack.
Something interesting I've been watching for the past lap, Ted, over here, is that 69, the reason that the 14's been able to keep up with them so well, just being the third man there, is the 69's kind of leaning out, he's breathing that car, he's letting off in the turns, not quite pushing so hard. As they go for a switch here, definitely probably going to jostle up that partnership a little bit, but they were able to push longer that way, and you see the 69 sliding up, and that's that little trust factor you got there that your partner is going to stick with you.
And I think what that shows right there is that the number 69 of Dale Smalley and his partner there, the number 48 of Dallas Miracle, they have some sort of partnership. They probably talked to each other at the beginning of the race and said, hey, we should probably do this. We run good together in practice. Because as the number 14 there of Ronald Jones starts falling back out of the draft from those 2 cars, what that shows right there is when the 48 jumped out, it could have been very easy for Dale Smalley to stay with Ronald Jones and just push away and leave the number 48 of Dallas Miracle out in the wind to fall back. However, Dale Smalley jumped up right in front of Dallas Miracle, and they kept that draft going even when it cost him to go out of line. So that's something to take note before this race ends.
It's definitely something to take note of. And so another little technical thing about this pushing here is these people really can't tell how hard they're pushing the car in front of them. So when you get right up on the rear end of that car and take all that air and you're pushing a little bit harder, you're almost pushing them right around. So the 48 having possible handling issues we're hearing, and that's why the 69 is not able to push so hard right now when he sticks behind them as when they're in the turns. And that's why we see him breathing that car a little bit.
And also what's happening is the number 69 of Dale Smalley, like you said, is not pushing him as hard. He is actually disconnected from that 48 car, which is allowed our new race leader, Ronald Jones, in the number 14, to get this lead as he now separates with his drafting partner, Mark Arthur, in the 15, letting the number 48 of Dallas Miracle and his drafting partner, Dale Smalley, push right back up to the lead. But now who looks as if they're entering this little race that we have here is the number 18 of Eric Sharp and his drafting partner, and the number 33, Casey Mahoney.
Alright, and after giving the leaders so much love for the last 10 laps, behind them, it looks about 7th on back, all in one group, all the lead lap cars, with a few stragglers at the end. But definitely pack racing back here, losing times to the leaders, but solely a lot of these drivers picking up some positions.
And something to take note, the number 32 of Jeff Figlin, who was the reason for our last caution, who took the spin down on the front stretch, he is looking in the 10th position right now with his drafting partner, the number 07 of Richard Brose. They're in that little pack, so that's something to take note. He was down for the count. He was the one reason that we had that caution earlier, and he's now sitting in the 10th position. So even though you go down and out and a caution comes out in the speedway because of you, unless you have or you don't have serious damage to your car, it looks like you're going to be pretty good to jump back up there. So like I said at the beginning, before the race even began, if you're leading it, going onto the backstretch on the final lap, you may not be there on the crossing that start-finish line. That's something to take note about.
Trees must spun out on pit road under the last caution, that 88 National Guard car. He restarted not too far back from where he had left pit road, about 10th place. But back up in back all the way to 14th, but a strong runner at the beginning. So if he can find a partner once again, definitely be looking for him to be a competitor at the end of the race.
Yeah, Michael Churchma is definitely a name that that you hear when it comes to being synonymous with plate racing. He's a very fast driver. He always has a very fast car at these plate races, and so I would not be surprised to see him right back up there fighting for the lead when these closing laps occur, as he is pushing very hard back there, currently being tagged in the 13th position, but he is making a run. He is moving his way back up there, and so yeah, definitely he has a very fast car. He's a very fast racer, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens as the laps wind down. But we're going to go to commercial once again here at Daytona International Speedway. I'm Ted Manning alongside with Matt Close. You are watching ETV Live.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products, reasonably priced, at DerekSpearDesigns.com, and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
And we are back live here at Daytona International Speedway. Up front, the number 33 of Casey Mahoney is currently tagged as our leader, being pushed by his drafting partner, the number 14 of Ronald Jones. However, Eric Sharp in the number 18 is battling for that position, now being pushed by the number 69, our reigning champ of the Cora Series, Dale Smalley.
We're about to take lap 50 when they come around here, so that makes us at about the halfway point, so we're heading for the downward side of the stuff, guys. But early in this race, two men pulled out all the way to a huge lead, the 69 and 48. Now they're stuck in a pack, and they've got to get their way back out front, but they're quickly being passed by the cars on the low line.
Yeah, they definitely are being swallowed up by that pack that just seemed to, the 48, he goes up and tags the wall a little bit. That's the 48 of Dallas Miracle trying to stay with that draft with his draft partner Dale Smalley, but he went up way too high and ended up scraping the wall. Magnificently enough, he has not lost any positions. However, that has let the number 31 and the number 11 of Brandon Cody and Bruce Bouchard to get a run on them. Once again, they are stuck in that back pack. This pack has seemed to come out of nowhere during commercial break and has come up to that first place spot, and so it's going to be very interesting what unfolds next, Matt.
Yeah, you got Casey Mahoney out front right now, being pushed by the 14 of Ronald Jones. But a strong run on the outside right now at 69.48, but for as long as they've been pushing, I don't think they're going to be able to keep those engines cool enough to stay up there.
Yeah, but I mean, what they're doing is almost what everybody else is going to be doing as well. And so you're going to see a lot of cars jumping out of line to try and get some cool air into their car. These guys are getting very bunched up going into these turns, and it kind of makes you worry on what's going to happen next, as we have a very sizable pack up front now, whereas we only saw 2 to 3 tandem cars driving up there in the front pack. Now we have an entire pack coming up there, being led by the number 33 of Casey Mahoney. But up top, Dale Smalley and his partner Dallas Miracle in the number 48 and in the number 69, they're not really giving up without a fight as they push hard on that outside down the backstretch. They're looking to lead this lap, Matt.
And you guys know how I said this was a chess match earlier, so you said 69 dropped right down in front as soon as he could, but watching that 14 and 33, that 14 sitting back, letting that high line get a little bit of a run, but the second they got that run, he started shoving that 33 all the way as hard as he could. Too bad it wasn't strong enough, as the 69 just had a little bit enough room to cut down.
They had just enough room to cut down, and cut down he did, but that let the door open for the number 48 of Dallas Miracle, as he is now getting pushed, and he jumps down now in front of his drafting partner from earlier, Dale Smalley, in the number 69. Makes you wonder if they kind of had that plan this entire time, and now that both cars are up front, will they push away? But as the cars are starting to dip, for the most part, down into a single file line once again, except for the select few cars of the number 11 of Bruce Bouchard or the number 31 of Brandon Cody that are up top as well. But Dale Smalley and Dallas Miracle pulling away from the pack once again. Those two cars are very fast, Matt.
Yeah, right now we're 53 laps into the race. We've got 26 cars on the lead lap. We have a pack of 3 cars, 23rd through 25th, about 10 seconds off the lead, but they've got at least some draft partners. But Lone Man now at 26th position, number 22 of Ralph Shipman, 34 seconds back, and probably about to become some traffic for the leaders here pretty soon.
And that will open up a whole new storyline for us. These guys have mostly just had to worry about themselves and worry about the pack that is coming up to them. But now with this lap traffic, it's going to make it pretty difficult for these two to switch off. As you see Dallas Miracle, number 48, jump up high, letting him fall back a little bit so Dale Smalley can jump up and collect him. They're getting that out of the way right now. Because once these lap cars come through, or the lap car comes through lap traffic, it's going to be very hard to do these switch offs without worrying about causing a wreck.
And we just looking at the amount of time they lost making that switch there, they're going to go all the way back to the end of that 6-car pack by the end of it, because it just takes so long to get these engines wound up into speed, especially where they're not even really connecting or working together too well right now.
Yeah, and what that does is that causes almost a traffic jam of their own making for the other cars. As you saw the 15 Mark Arthur have to disconnect from his drafting partner, the number 11 of Bruce Bouchard, as he jumped up high and now currently has no drafting partner with him. Looking back up front, though, you have the number 31 of Brandon Cody being pushed by Kenneth O'Keefe in the number 73. They're looking for the lead as, whoa, the number 14 is on the apron. He almost spun out. He almost spun his car there, but he saved it just in time. Great save by the number 14 of, geez, I lost him on my track meter, Ronald Jones, who is now being shown in 17th position. That could have been nasty, Matt.
Definitely could have been nasty for that 14. And those saves, I'd have to say they probably look more difficult. They are. The G-force is there, and the amount of banking it gives such a tremendous help to these drivers, as much as they do still have to rear around the wheel. But quick news down from on pit road, and poor news for all you Eric Sharp fans in the number 18. Running strong today, but is having some trouble right now, and he's pulled off the track behind the wall. We're waiting to see if he's going to come back out.
That is some breaking news here. That's pretty disappointing to hear from for all the Eric Sharp fans out there. Hopefully he'll be able to get back out on the track and get back to racing. We are currently on lap 58 out of 101. Kenneth O'Keefe, the number 73, in your first position, as we have lap traffic now coming up high. All the drivers will mostly jump down low, try to get out of the way, as we are heading back to single file racing here at Daytona International Speedway.
Yeah, Ted, and that's that 22 I was talking about. It doesn't look like he has damage, just got hung out without that drafting partner, and that's 1.5 to 2 seconds left, just not having that drafting partner. So maybe he can hook up with somebody right now and not go too many laps down here, so he can get that wave around the next caution, hopefully.
Yeah, the draft really makes or breaks your racing here at Daytona, or at any play track, really, Talladega or Daytona. Once you lose that draft, if you can't pick it back up, I mean, you are done. You're going to just fall back until you get lapped again, and so all he has to hope for now is a caution so he can get the lucky dog and get back up there onto the lead lap and try to push for the lead. But right now, number 73 of Kenneth O'Keefe and his drafting partner, Brandon Cody, are still sitting up there at the front, and they are pulling away from that pack that we saw.
We talked about this pack single filing out a little bit again, and most likely this is because we're now almost 30 laps into this run, so 10 to 12 laps, they're actually inside the fuel window right now, probably, Ted, so in a few laps here, you're going to see them really getting ready to set up these pit stops. Probably take no tires, get down there, get gas, and get going again. But I hear some trouble down there on the backstretch.
Yeah, what it is the number 6 of Terry Hurley. He got down there onto the apron. I don't know if he had a little bit of trouble with his car, but he was a lapped car. He did get lapped, and he just started slowing down, and as he came down onto the apron, it looked like as the cars went by, he got into the grass, lost kind of the traction, and his car came up and tapped the wall a little bit, but he's moving back down onto the apron and starting to race back. But yeah, that was a little weird there. I guess he just got into the grass and lost the traction in his tires and went up and hit the wall a little bit.
Yeah, so probably just definitely trying to get out of the way for the leaders. You got Dale Smalley leading most of this race, coming down pit road. So as I said, they're in that fuel window. 48, 69, and the 11 all just jet down pit road, coming to get that full last tank of gas. Probably maybe 2 tires here, Ted, as I watch them roll down.
Yeah, they shot down, and that's where our pit windows will open, as the number 69 of Dale Smalley will jump into his pit lane. The gas will come out and into his car. Doesn't look like they're popping him up yet on the tires. It doesn't look like he will be getting any tires, as his drafting partner is out and underway. sitting still. Is Dale Smalley still in his pit? Makes you wonder if they have a little bit of issues that they're trying to fix, Matt. But he is now down and away.
And the word is on Dale Smalley, the speeding police have got him on entry.
Ooh, hit with that speeding fine. They kept him sitting in there. That's gonna cost him big time, buddy. He's pretty lucky that he came down here with the first batch of green flag pit stops, because that pit penalty is really going to hurt him in the long run. I was wondering what was taking him so long, but it turns out he got some gas. They said, hey man, you can't be speeding down pit road, and they held him for a little while as he jumps back up onto the track and tries to catch his drafting partner, number 48 of Dallas Miracle.
Dallas actually finding the 11 that jumped down there on pit road with him. They're drafting up. So 69 without the drafting partner is definitely going to need a caution here quick.
Yeah, definitely, especially now that he is one lap. He is one lap down, along with Ralph Shipman, Terry Hurley, Ken Martin. Well, Ken Martin now looking at 4 laps down. And so, right, and as we see, the number 31 of oh God, I lost him on my sheet, but the number 31 is making a move now. Brandon Cody, that's our leader, with his drafting partner Kenneth O'Keefe, the number 73. They will now lap the number 48 and the number 11, Dallas Miracle and Bruce Bouchard, respectively. So it's going to be interesting. They have not yet jumped down into the pit yet, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens as the laps wind down and who else is going to jump down into these pit boxes.
The main reason they're not jumping down right now, though, is they're still building that lead. They haven't actually been losing time to the pack, so they're probably going to try and keep this clean air as long as possible, because this is the definition of why they're able to go so fast.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, I mean, you also look back and you see the number 15 of Mark Arthur, number 24 of Alan Larson, as they are now passing the 48 and his drafting partner in the 11, and so it makes you wonder. A lot of the leaders did not come down and still have yet to come down, so you got to ask yourself, was this a smart decision not to take pit stops yet and to wait, or is it going to bite them on the butt later on? I think you have Dallas Miracle sitting in your lucky dog spot one lap down, and you're saying to yourself, oh man, I really hope a caution comes right now so I can get my lap back. But at the same time, a caution happens and all these leaders can come down and not have to worry about it. So we're looking at a lot of guys that are going to be a lap down, just even if a caution does come out.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely some of these guys hoping for a caution so they can keep these competition a lap down. Others praying that it doesn't come out so their pit strategy will work. But up front right now, you got Bruce and Dallas Miracle trying to work their way towards the front and not lose as much time as they think they did on pit road. But that pit road speeding penalty definitely hurt that group of 3 cars.
Yeah, it certainly did. That was not what him or his team were looking for. But looking at the number 48 and the number 11, both Dallas Miracle and Bruce Bouchard, they're trying to hold as close as possible to these 2 leaders, Brandon Cody and Kenneth O'Keefe, because if they hold on close to them when they dump down into the pit road because of their pit strategy, what Dallas Miracle and Bouchard are hoping is that they can race past them, get around the track, and maybe get very good position on these 2 leaders. Not only get their pit back or their lap back, but take advantage of it and jump in. As we see, more cars are jumping down onto the apron, as they will most likely be going into the pits this time by.
You see Brandon Cody and Kenneth O'Keefe out front making a switch again. This will probably be their last switch before they come down for their green flag pit stops. These drivers can't go much more than another 6 or 7 laps on this tank. So definitely, I would say get this out of the way. Don't wait for that last lap, because if you do, you're just going to be in a whole mess of cars trying to get down pit road.
Yeah, that's definitely not what they want, and I think them holding out this long before they head into the pits was a very risky strategy. Hopefully it will pay off for them, as we saw a little bit earlier. Michael Churchma, who is a favorite to win this in the number 88 National Guard car, he dipped down into the pit road. He's now out and underway once again. He's actually a lap down. And so you have a lot of these main cars as once again the leaders, Kenneth O'Keefe and Brandon Cody, have not gone into the pit road along with Mark Arthur and Alan Larson. And so you got to wonder to yourself, Matt, what exactly these guys are doing and what exactly their strategy entails, because we have a lot of heavy hitters that are currently a lap down because of these green flag pit stops.
Definitely a caution would throw a huge wrench in Cody's day here right now. We're 70 laps in, 13 cars on the lead lap due to green flag pit stops, and just groups coming down at a time right now, trying to gas them up. As I look through the field to see who will come in this time, it doesn't look like anybody really.
Yeah, it's very curious, these pit strategies that these guys are taking. Looking back at some of the people who are a lap down, some of your heavy hitters, you have Dallas Miracle, who was up front the majority of the day with his drafting partner of Dale Smalley. Dallas Miracle is currently sitting in 15th position, and Dale Smalley is currently sitting in the 21st position. Both are a lap down. As you go down from about 14th to 23rd position, from the 14th to down to the 23rd position, you have these you have one lap down. But then looking back at the number 22, Ralph Shipman, he is 3 laps down. Next car is 4 laps down upon that.
Sorry to interrupt you, but that wrench just came out on the track somewhere. Somebody has had some trouble in the yellows out on the field. I'm trying to figure out who it was that went around here. And it's the number 8 of Steve Staton, trying to figure out what happened here. And it looks like a little bit of that pressure thing I was talking about, guys. They went into 1, that 8 fully on the bumper of the 5, and that 5 setup just would not let him handle it. So you guys are watching this now. The 5 is getting shoved and nicks that apron, gets spun out by the 8 because of all that pushing, and then the 8 goes around, hits the wall hard with the right hand side of that car. Both those cars probably not able to contend for a win tonight anymore.
Yeah, and that's a shame, as we are 72 laps in to the 101 race here at Daytona International Speedway. Our leaders, Kenneth O'Keefe and Brandon Cody, are now down onto pit lane along with numerous other cars, as finally these guys, I mean, they're probably saying to themselves that they're pretty happy that that this finally worked out, that a caution is finally underway. That does kind of, it's awkward, it's weird now, because you have a lot of these heavy hitters, Dale Smalley, Michael Churchma, all of them who are laps down from the leader. They're not on the lead lap. Caution is out, so they can't, it's not like they can race their way back in. And Kenneth O'Keefe and Brandon Cody have gotten their gas and their tires, and now they're back out onto the track. And so it makes you wonder just who's going to be left on the lead lap by the time this is over. Any of the big names. It's definitely a game changer out here, and it's one that you're not used to seeing here, Matt.
Well, Ted, we have to remember, everybody on the lead lap has pit. So that means these guys only 1 lap down. They're going to take that wave around. The thing that's going to affect them still, like the 69 Dale Smalley, he will get his lap back coming to the green flag. But he was up front all day. He led a ton of laps, but coming to the green flag, he's going to work his way all the way from 21st up to 1st. So basically, the people who stayed out, stayed on the lead lap, they gained a ton of positions from this. But the people who chose to pit, well, they've dug themselves a little bit of a hole.
And that's a hole that we're going to see if it gets any deeper. or if it stays the same depth, as we will go green probably this next time by here at Daytona International Speedway. We saw earlier the number 32 who wrecked out Jeff Figlin, who brought out our first caution. I'll tell you a little bit about it later. Right now we got to go to commercials, so we'll be back right after this at Daytona International Speedway on ETV Live.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
If you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products, reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com, and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway here on ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network. HD Radio Network, the home of ETV Live Radio. The HD Radio Network gives you a variety of stations to choose from, including big 80s metal, all HDR classics, all HDR country, and more. Take your pick and rock your brains out, dude. HD Radio Network stations are featured on iTunes Radio, TuneIn Radio, and also listed in the Windows Media Guide. Listen today from HDRadioNetwork.com, or take it with you. Get the mobile app from TuneIn.com. The cars are getting the wave around currently right now as the lights go off on the pace car. We have one lap to go before we go green, Matt. And like we were saying earlier, a lot of these cars that were not on the lead lap before, they were a lap down, going around the pace car, and they're going to get their lap back because they pitted under green flag conditions, unlike our leader Kenneth O'Keefe in the 73 and Brandon Cody in the 31. Cars like Dale Smalley, our returning champion of the first season, Michael Churchman, the number 88, a favorite here at Daytona International Speedway. And so we're going to see exactly what they got under that hood to get back up to the front of the pack and run up there with the big guns, as we are on lap, I think it is 74, I think, out of 101.
We are on lap 75, and that means we've got 26 laps to go here at the raceway today. So Kenneth O'Keefe out front, your defending champion from last season, restarting 21st. So all the way in the back of the field with no partner. His partner, the 48 all race longs, now working with the 11 of Bruce Bouchard. They're running 15th and 16th. So even there, they'll have a lot of work to do, especially where the car is starting 21st. Let me check this back. It's 14th on back single file, causing these guys even more time. And the pace car is off, and they're going green, racing once again.
Once again, and the cars that look like in the back were not really set to go, but it doesn't matter. We are under green flag once again as the cars are underway. Kenneth O'Keefe, our leader in the number 73 out front, jumping up high and being pushed by the number 31 of Brandon Cody, his drafting partner. But now looking underneath in the number 15 is Mark Arthur, being pushed by a guy we have not seen at all today in the number 01, Jonathan Smith.
Yeah, and out front, Kenneth O'Keefe already. Oh, and Brandon hits the apron as I'm watching there. And I'm seeing a whole mess of cars snaking out there in the back. People hitting the apron and going everywhere.
Yeah, they are bouncing all over the place. They really want to get this underway the way that that you see them racing out there, but everybody maintains them, and they're holding on just fine. As we look back all the way in the 21st position at the number 69, Dale Smalley. He's by himself. He really doesn't have a drafting partner to work with him, as he is hung out to dry as of right now. As looking up just in front of him in the number 88, Michael Churchma. He is making a run and pushing. It looks like the number 28 of Lawrence Phillips, as they are making a huge run up to the front. So look at them as the laps wind down and they get up there to the front of the pack. But looking up at the front in the number 73, Kenneth O'Keefe, still leading us down past the line on lap 78 out of 101.
And another sad news for people all out there tonight. I know we got a lot of it. Dallas Marcel in the 48, somebody who's been up front all race, did not line up correctly on that last restart. Had to go down pit road, make a stop and go, and he's about to go another lap down here. Kenneth O'Keefe is catching him quickly in 3.
Yeah, that's just bad news all around for all these different drivers, especially all these big name drivers that we've seen up at the front. First, you have Eric Sharp, who had to bring it behind the wall because of electrical issues in his car. We are now hearing, and now you got the number 48 of Dallas Miracle, who was a huge driver with a huge racing lead up at the front. I mean, you saw him with his drafting partner Dale Smalley up at the front almost the entirety of the first half of this race, and so it's a shame that you have to hear about news like that as he would bring it down because he cannot get up to speed. But looking back up at the front, at the beginning of the race, we had Dale Smalley and his drafting partner Miracle being running huge up there. And now we have different drivers running a huge lead up at the front. The number 31 of Brandon Cody and the number 73 of Kenneth O'Keefe, as we are another lap down. Lap 80 of 101.
And another lap down as they roll around here on this 2.5 mile track. Definitely, this track packing over 100,000 people has a crowd tonight, but pulling back away from the pack is Kenneth O'Keefe and the 31 Brandon Cody, over a second away, but they're separated right now, which is costing them a lot of time. They're not making that switch. I can't figure out what's just going on too much.
Kenneth O'Keefe going off into the turn actually got a little bit sideways. His car shook. He got out of the draft, and he almost spun his car up, but he saved it, which was good. And but that ended up, like you said, costing him a lot of time as he fell back and was caught out of the draft of the number 31 of Brandon Cody, and so he had to make his way back up there. He is now behind them once again. But however, Mark Arthur in the number 15 is looking to catch up to them as he is all alone trying to catch up. He might have caught their draft, but he is all alone back there in the number 3 position, as the next person back is Mark Cloy in the number 27, being pushed by the number 4 of Kevin Vaughn. But right behind him, the man we were talking about earlier in the number 01, Jonathan Smith, being pushed by his drafting partner in the 00, wow, James Brown.
And I wanted to talk about all alone. I was watching this 11 car. He's just picked up a partner, the 40 of David Wenk. I'm seeing smoke through 2 and no yellow yet. And the 28's around to the wall. That's going to bring out yellow. The Lawrence Phillips around coming out of 2. Whole mess of cars on the apron. 28 of Lawrence Phillips. 15th position, hard into the outside wall as a whole mess of cars started up.
And I'll bring it down. I got it all queued up right here on the monitor. It looks like it all started with the number 14 of Ronald Jones and his partner, the number 24 of Alan Larson, heading off into the corner. The number 14, I guess Ronald Jones just thought he had it clear. His spotter gave him the all clear, and he came down into the number 24. They hit the apron, started spinning. It looked like as if he was going to correct it and keep going, but he overcorrected it, spun out, and gave the number 28, it looked like, a little tap. The number 28 got away from that relatively unscathed. He did not catch anything from that initial accident, but all of a sudden the number 88, it looks like, of Churchma, just gave him a pretty big love tap, which sent the number 28 spinning up into the outside wall on the backstretch, bringing him up on 2 tires as he came around, and just missing him was the number 25 of Doug Nigel. I mean, just barely missed him. That could have ended both of their nights. But hopefully minimal damage to the number 28, maybe rubbing on his tire a little bit, and he might be back up into this. That's Lawrence Phillips and the number 28. Caution once again on the speedway here at Daytona International Speedway, Matt.
I mean, I know it's a common thing for people to say, but guys, Ted over here jinxed it. I gotta straight up say that earlier when he said cautions breed cautions. So I knew these last 20 laps were gonna be dicey, and he knows cautions breed cautions. So let's hope we get some green flag stints in here. But till the end, that's how aggressive these drivers are gonna have to be.
Yeah, very aggressive. But also, who is aggressive on the mic? The Hammer Radio Show. The Hammer with Mark Bratcher and Greg McKinney. Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. on ETV Live Radio. Underground and over-the-top, door slamming, bumper banging, wicked ass loose and 3 wide. Join Mark and Greg for a sideways wall banging, no holds barred radio show about racing every which way but loose. The Hammer. Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. on ETV Live Radio. Powered by the HD Radio Network. And tonight, also, we are talking about Bob Earl. Have you ever heard of Bob Earl, Matt?
Oh man, I heard this story so many times. The guy with the racing seat and the PlayStation. Well, guys, he's got one of the most comfortable racing seats out there. Developed it with his kid one day, racing back on the PlayStation.
Yeah, he did, and it's a very cool thing that he's doing. Bob Earl has the VRC Mark II virtual racing seat. It's a simulation racing cockpit designed by championship racing driver Bob Earl. Who better than a real race car driver to design a simulation racing cockpit after all? He knows what it means to be comfortable in the cockpit. The design features a fully adjustable seat and frame. Additional monitor stand and shifter mount will be sold separately. Proud sponsor, the 2013 RSR Full Throttle Cup Series, a high-quality and affordable virtual racing cockpit, priced at just $349 plus shipping. See it at www.bobearlracing.com. Order one today, www.bobearlracing.com. Caution still out on the track here at Daytona International Speedway. I'm Ted Manning along with my partner Matt Close up here in the booth for ETV Live. It is the Cora Series, the Championship Online Racing Association Sunday Money Racing. It is the season opener of the second season. Cora will be racing every night here on ETV Live, and I am very excited to be able to broadcast tonight alongside Matt Close.
Yeah, and ETV Live, we're not just a 1 day a week thing, we're almost 7 days a week now. Guys, sponsoring our Thursday night series, you got the Real Sim Racing series that night. You got Inside Sim Racing being the sponsor for them. Your first and best choice for all the news and reviews in online motorsports. Join Darren Ganji and Sean Cole for the latest and greatest in product reviews, simulation, auto racing games for PCs and the Xbox crowd. From steering wheels to full-size racing rigs, updates on popular racing games, and a whole lot more. You got Inside Sim Racing there, and you guys can go visit them on their website at isrtv.com.
Yeah, Matt, you were saying that we have everything up on ETV Live all the time. Just tune in anytime you want, and you'll get something, whether it's a radio show, broadcast about iRacing itself. But a little things that we have on the 2013 lineup for you all. Monday nights at 9:30 on Channel 1, you have the Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series, sponsored by Bob Earl Racing. Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock, Channel 1, ETV Live Team Series Racing, sponsored by HD Radio Network. A lot of the boys that are doing broadcasting up in the booth and running controls race in that series, so it's a good little fun thing that people can go home and watch and see how the guys behind the mics actually can race in real life. Thursday nights 9:30 on Channel 1, Real Sim Racing Asphalt Assault Series, sponsored by Inside Sim Racing TV. Friday nights at 9:45 on Channel 2, you have the Super Speedway Cup Series, Super Speedway all the time, Talladega, Daytona. Pick what your poison is, and they'll have it. Sunday night, 9 o'clock, you're with us here on the Cora Sunday Money series, a brand new series that ETV Live has brought to you all here on ETV Live, powered by the HD Radio Network. I was able to be a part of the first broadcast ever, which ended up being their Season 1 finale. And man, it was an absolutely fantastic finish. And Matt, I have a feeling we're going to have another fantastic finish here at Daytona International Speedway on this season opener here for the Cora Series.
Yeah, Ted, we keep talking about all these guys, big names back in the field, but why don't we let them know who's actually got a shot for the win and run them through the top 10? So out front right now, Kenneth O'Keefe, first place, 73. Number 31, Brandon Cody, in second place. Third, back to front, front to back, you got 27 of Mark Loy. He knows what every end of the field looks like here. Fifth, you got number 4 of Kevin Van. Sixth, the 01 of Jonathan Smith. Seventh, you got the 00 James Brown. Eighth, right now, you got the number 13 of Barry Winburn. In ninth, you have the number 71, Vincent Vinny. In 10th, 92 of Michael Campbell. So definitely a lot of names you guys haven't heard all night, looking to show what they have here towards the end.
14 laps to go as the lights are off on the pace car. One more time around, it will be 13 laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway. Sort of a shootout here for these drivers. And this isn't just points on the line tonight, guys. There is money involved. That's why it's called the Sunday Money series. So we definitely have a good shootout ready for us here at Daytona International Speedway. They're going to be racing not only for points, but like I said, money. So there's definitely going to be probably an excellent finish here at Daytona International Speedway. But Matt, I've been saying it all night long, cautions breed cautions, and as the laps wind down and that finish line comes into view, I think that we're going to have maybe a couple of them before this night's over.
I think we'll have at least one more caution here, but I think after that they'll be settled down for a little bit here. They'll get one more cautions. And these extended cautions, because of the people who are lapped down, give them some extra time to repair the cars. Won't give them too many laps to go. If they do cause a wreck at that point, the race will end. As here on the simulation, we have yet to figure out how to put in the green-white checkers.
Yeah, and that's disappointing because the green flag checkers always do end up having great finishes. But before we go back to green real quick, if you're looking back in the lineup looking for your favorite drivers, here are some to note. Starting in the 12th position, number 88, Michael Churchma. He is someone to look at in that number 88 National Guard machine, and he will be pushing up to the front. He is back on the lead lap, and he is looking for vengeance in the first ever win for Season 2 of the Cora Series. But looking back up front, the number 73, Kenneth O'Keefe, as the pace car drops down onto pit road. Green flag up in the air, and Kenneth O'Keefe in the field take the green flag, hopefully for the last time here at Daytona International Speedway.
And checking the stats right. I'm checking the stats right now. Is Kenneth O'Keefe is out front. Going down into 3, they're making a little bit of swatch. You got Dale Smalley out front. They're on lap 89, coming to lap 90. As you see the 31 back up front right now.
Whew! I took some medication for my back surgery, and I'm living in the past, guys. So my apologies. Back live here at Daytona International Speedway, lap 89 of 101. Kenneth O'Keefe still in the lead Kenneth O'Keefe rather now pushing our leader Brandon Cody up to the line as we will be on lap 90 of 101. Laps are closing down here at Daytona International Speedway. If they want to get up there and they want to win that money, they'll have to start working hard and fast with the leader to get back up there.
Yeah, so definitely some work, and like I said, they're just going to try and run this clean until they have to make those wild moves. If Kenneth O'Keefe goes for the win tonight, guys, that's a total of $35. $5 for his pole, $30 for that first place position. So he's definitely got a lot of money riding on the line here, so him and the 31 can't screw up as they're coming into these closing laps.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they just cannot afford a screw up. But looking up at the front, Brandon Cody and Kenneth O'Keefe, your two front runners here, they have a huge lead on your race and on your leaders. As you look back in the third position with number 27 of Mark Galloy being pushed by his partner, the number 15 of Mark Arthur, the two Marks, Mark, as they're trying to push up to the lead and catch up with Kenneth O'Keefe and Brandon Cody, but it'll look like that they're going to have to work together, not only with those two drivers, but the rest of the pack, as they are pushing hard to try to get up there. But spinning is Kenneth O'Keefe. He is spinning in the middle of the track as the cars are going by. Cars bouncing off one another. Big wreck at Daytona. It's the big one.
I guess I jinxed him.
I guess so, as Kenneth O'Keefe is spinning and other cars collected as well, as we look back to see exactly what happened. Going into turn 3 from the backstretch, they happened to be doing quite well until going off into the turn. It looks like the number 31, his drafting partner, tagged him in the back a little bit. It got him loose. He hit the apron, came back up into the number 31 of Brandon Cody, his drafting partner, and Kenneth O'Keefe just was sent up into the wall and started spinning. Bump drafting gone wrong as he spun, but he could not get low down enough onto the apron as he just spun in the middle of that track, and just that caused all the other cars to run into each other trying to get out of the way. As looking back, the number 88 got into his drafting partner, and just it was an absolute mess, Matt.
Yeah, and we're getting word in that the 88 and the 28 started the second half of that wreck. Yeah, where it looks like the 28 saw the smoke and checked up, and that drafting partner just didn't know and just shoved him right around. So a little bit of list of the guys involved. You got the 28, the 92, your 11. The 48 gets up there and brushes the wall trying to avoid it all, but not too much on that. So you got, and definitely have that 73 Kenneth O'Keefe, and that car is pretty much done for the night. You can probably see him sidewalking it all the way around the track.
Yeah, Kenneth O'Keefe, a front runner in today's race, a very fast car, a very good driver, brought out because of bump drafting gone wrong, as his car is sideways. I don't know how he's holding on to it, but he's doing it well as he cuts down onto pit lane, and he's going to be bringing it behind that wall. Also, other cars to note behind the wall, the number 92, and that's of Michael E. Campbell. He just absolutely ringed it against the number 73 rather of O'Keefe, and man, he just
yeah, and I'm trying to see if we can't get somebody to catch up with Kenneth O'Keefe to kind of give us a little play-by-play on what happened there as he entered the turns. So let's see if we can't get a hold of him.
Yeah, it'll be good to see if we can get a hold of him, as he's still a little bit sideways on the track, as he did pull back up on the track. I don't know if his team is trying to get a hold of him and saying, hey man, you got to get off the track, you're not driving too well. But also up on the track, looking at the number 22 of Ralph Shipman missing the front hood of his car. A lot of cars with a lot of damage tonight here on the racetrack as we are on lap 93 of 101 laps here at Daytona.
Yeah, and guys, we have Kenneth O'Keefe here in the booth with us in that 73 machine. You're a little torn up right now. Can you just kind of give us a little bit of a story on what happened to you there as you entered the turn?
I'm not even sure what happened yet. I'll have to look at the replay after, but I think it was a bit of netcode on iRacing's part, and then which caused a big shot in my rear, and then I got loose and couldn't really save it after that. And now you can see we're completely junk.
I mean, so as you say yourself you're completely drunk, but you look like you're trying to get some of that finished. It looks like you're trying to get some of that damage repaired. What do you think you'll have left for these final few laps? You're just going to try and ride around and keep the positions that you can?
Well, I'm going to try and get this reset again, and then no reset. So I'm not sure what happened there last time I got a reset, and it broke the car a little more, so.
Alright, so we'll let you go back down and get that figured out. On the replay, it looks like you got a little bit loose, so good luck for the rest of the night, and we'll see you back here next Sunday. Is there anybody you'd like to thank right now, seeing it's probably going to be your chance?
Just Cora for putting on these great events.
Alright guys, that's the 73 Kenneth O'Keefe, sounding a little down after what just happened, Ted, but out front, his drafting partner, 31, with a whole new problem. Who is he going to have to work with?
Yeah, that's something that he does need to look at. And to note, a couple of cars who have brought their cars behind the wall after that wreck is Dwayne LaPrade and Ralph Shipman, as they both have to head down, and they brought their guys in their cars behind the wall. Their night is over. It was a long night, and they were almost done, but because of almost a last lap crash, we were close to the last lap. A couple cars were collected, and a big wreck happened. Up at the front, though, the drafting partner of O'Keefe, the number 31 of Brandon Cody, sits in first place. Right behind him, the number 27 of Mark Loy, second. Jonathan Smith in third, and the number 01, and the number 4th, Kevin Van. And rounding out your top 5, the number 13, Barry Winburn.
Hey, Ted, you need anything moved recently?
Oh, what's that, bud?
Well, have you ever heard of Gary Mercer Trucking, man? If your pickup truck is too small for the load, get a real truck to haul it. Sponsoring drivers in several iRacing official series, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated provides long and short haul options for hauling furniture, perishables, even refrigerated products, and a whole lot more. With storage facilities in the U.S. and Canada, CTPAT approved and fast express drivers, Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated is the best choice to haul your load. Give the old pickup a rest. Call Gary Mercer Trucking Incorporated. That's 800-668-2980, or you can check it out at gmercer.com. So, Ted, if you're moving recently, you gotta go over there and hit up Gary Mercer.
There you go, man. Now I got somebody to help move me out and get out of my parents' house and back into the world. But another person, they are double file going down on the front stretch here at Daytona International Speedway. And it looks like we are going to be going green as they come around turn 3 and 4 onto the front stretch. We will be underway, hopefully, for the last time. But before we do, I'd like to talk about the people that put it all together for us here. ETV Live, the only choice in simulation auto racing broadcasting. Since 2008, ETV Live has produced over 700 shows for over 220,000 viewers. ETV Live has pioneered and engineered some of the best innovations technicians in online auto sports broadcasting with 3 pricing packages available. Book yours today. The industry experts, ETV Live. It's the only choice. Contact us at www.etv/eplay.net or etvlive at etv-eplay.net. We are on the front stretch. Pace car has pulled off, and we are once again underway here at Daytona International Speedway as our race leader, Brandon Cody, in the number 31, brings us to the green flag, but now they're spinning right behind them as the pace car comes right back out on the track. Once again, caution out on the speedway.
And Ted, the way that this works, like I told you, they'd have one more caution, one more shot at it, and that was it. Just trying to figure out what they were doing here at the restart. It looks like the 14 just runs right up on the 32, had a brake check up hard not to get in the back of the 25, and sends them spinning in the tri-oval. So I believe this will either be the end of your race or we'll have a one-lap shootout as we wait to hear from the officials.
The officials need to give the official word for us before we can state it, and as of right now, a lot of torn up cars on the speedway and out of the race. So if there is a one-lap shootout, these are the ones who will not be a part of it. The number 32 of Jeff Figlin spewing black smoke out of his car as of right now, but the number 14 of Ronald Jones just took a hammer up into the outside retaining wall as the front of his car is just smashed to pieces. The number 17 of Kenneth O'Keefe was in that wreck as well. So tough break for Kenneth O'Keefe, who was in the last 2 cautions that we had. And we're just getting word now that David Wink and Jeff Figlin, who were given black flags, it has been taken away from them, so they are lucky in that aspect. But yeah, the number 32 of Jeff Figlin, who was the recipient of that hit at the beginning of the race, smoke spewing out of his car, and it doesn't look like he's going to be doing too well as he brings his car down into the grass as it dies, and they will bring it behind the wall. So number 32 of Jeff Figlin, who brought out 2 of today's cautions, will not be finishing this race.
Yeah, and just kind of giving you a heads up on what we mean by black flags cleared is these drivers, most likely on the restart, David Wank and Jeff Figlin, passed before the line because of all the cars wrecking, or they had to diverge down to pit road for their safety. In our simulation here on iRacing.com, they have an automatic black flag system, but race control can override that. So essentially that is all that went on with them, is they probably committed an illegal move to save their cars and keep racing here for the money, just trying to get every point they can, even towards that huge, probably around $100 prize at the end of the season.
Yeah, and that's a pretty good dang prize for them, as currently they are on lap 98 under caution as they come around the turn. And so this time around, if the lights go off on the pace car, we should have, like you said, we should have a 2-lap shootout, which would just be absolutely an amazing finish to this opening season here, season number 2 for the Championship Online Racing Association.
I'm looking all the way through these cars. After 98 laps, you've got 19 cars shown still on the lead lap to do the boards, but they're still trying to figure out who's where with damage and everything. It looks like a few more of these cars might be a lap down by the time we go green after that crew's done. In the 40, David Wenk just went up in smoke on the backstretch. He's riding around on the apron now, and that car is going to be done.
Yeah, bad luck for the number 40 of David Wank, but yeah, he was just riding along, and then all of a sudden, number 24 of Alan Larson got his view clogged by the smoke just pounding into his front, his windshield. And so hopefully Alan Larson, that number 24, who should be rolling off about 15th, will will not be spinning out or anything like that because of whether it be oil or whatever happened to the number 40 of David Wank. But David Wank will bring his car onto pit road, and it looks like he will be bringing it behind the wall. So tough break for the number 40 of David Wank.
I find it even tougher, Ted. I think he's the only guy out there. I'm looking on the corner panel of that car. He's got our logo. So he's out there representing ETV Live for us.
Oh, no.
But no longer, as he has to pull it behind the wall.
Oh, man, that's a tough break for not only David Wank, but a tough break for us. But hopefully if everybody is watching this right now, they know that it's ETV Live that is broadcasting it, powered by the HD Radio Network. As we are currently on lap 99 laps still on the pace car, so hopefully this time by lights will go off and we'll get a one-lap shootout. A green flag and a white flag will come out to signal the one lap to go in this race, and so lights are still on the pace cars that bring it around. But Matt, oh man, what's the strategy right now? What do people say to one another sitting here saying to themselves, oh crap, it might be one lap to go, and if it is one lap to go, what do I do? How do I stop it from bringing out a caution flag and potentially ruining the race for whoever is racing for the front?
Yeah, the one thing to think, though, is once they do take that white flag here, we don't have those yellow flags anymore. They kind of just throw it on the ground and say, forget about it. No matter how bad these guys wreck on the last lap, it could be everybody but a car that's 54 laps down. They're still going to try and run that thing to the end. So just remember this. Once we go green here, which will probably be the one-lap dash for cash, it's anybody's game, no matter how many laps down, because here we know you can take out every car in one wreck.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? We've seen that a couple times tonight, but I told you, right before that second caution came out, cautions breed cautions, and I think there was going to be at least 2 more cautions out there on the racetrack, so it's a little bit of money I can slip into my pocket before today's end. Pace car goes across the start-finish line, and the lights are off as they're getting double filed, so we are on lap 100 out of 101, so when they come around this time and the green flag drops, it will be followed by the white flag along with it, and we will have 1 lap to go.
Lights are off on the pace car as they take lap 100. When they come around, it will be lap 101. They will receive the green and the white together. They'll have 1 lap to gain as many positions as they can and try and take home the money, the grand prize here tonight, which is $30 for the first place driver.
Which is a nice little chunk of change into their pocket, especially if they keep winning week after week. And as they come down to get this green flag, that's all going to be in the back of their mind, but also in the back of their mind should be the fact that they need points. And if they wreck themselves out trying to get this $30 that they get at the end of this race, they're not going to get those points, which could hurt them when the chase ends up happening and when they come down to the final race of the championship and they're not sitting in that number 1 position. So I think right now they should be thinking to themselves, I can win this money if I win this race, or I can win the big cash later down the line if I don't wreck myself out just for the winnings of this race. Lights are off, like we said, on the pace car. They come around turn number 4 onto the front stretch as the flag bearer is getting ready to drop that green and white flag. Pace car is looking, he is creeping, he is going to jump down as he takes that hard left turn onto pit road, and we are going to be underway one last time here at Daytona International Speedway. Green flag and white flag is out on the speedway. 1 lap to go here.
No matter what happens now, it's a race all the way back around 2.5 miles for these drivers. On a lap like this, it's going to be about 55 seconds for them to get around in the 31, extending his lead a little bit, which cannot probably be good as he goes up to block the high line and back down to block the low line as they're trying to make a charge for the lead.
Brandon Cody, he was in the lead, but now, number 88, Michael Churchma spinning on the backstretch, but the yellow flag is not out. They are racing to the line as the number 31 of Brandon Cody takes the lead. The number 01 of Jonathan Smith up top. They are racing for the line. Cody still in the lead as they're wrecking behind them. Trying to look up top, see if he can make it, but it will not. Brandon Cody will take the checkered flag here at Daytona International Speedway and the win as the number 27 of Mark Loy comes up beside him. But they wrecked right behind him, Matt. What a finish.
And right behind him, coming to the start-finish line, the 13 and the 01 literally banging off of each other on and off the apron. The 01, Jonathan Smith, pulls away with the podium finish and some money for his pocket tonight over the number 13 of Barry Wilburn.
Very exciting finish to this race tonight, Matt. And so this hopefully shows us what is to come here on ETV Live for the Championship Online Racing Association every Sunday night here on ETV Live. Brandon Cody and his number 31 machine comes down to the checkered line to grab his checkered flag and to celebrate his win. An excellent win as he just pulled away. Right next to him in the number 27, Mark Loy will come up and congratulate him. What a fantastic finish to the season opener here at Daytona International Speedway.
Definitely a fantastic finish as they're lining up in the order that they finished, it looks like, here on the front stretch. You got 31, Brandon Cody out in first place in the number 31. Second, 27, Mark Loy. Third, the 01, Johnson Smith. Fourth, 13, Barry Winburn. Finishing and rounding out your top 5 tonight, the 00 of James Brown.
Yeah, that was an absolutely excellent finish, and hopefully that is something to look forward to in the Cora series. But up here in the booth, our winner, Brandon Cody. Brandon Cody, this is Ted Manning up here in the ETV Live booth. You got me, bud?
Hey, Ted, yeah, I got you.
How does it feel to win this season opener of the Championship Online Racing Association here at Daytona International Speedway, bud?
Oh, man, it feels great. It'd have been even better if my teammate could have been with me.
Yeah, all race long, you and Kenneth O'Keefe were pushing and being really good draft partners through the entire race. Were you expecting him to be up there with you at the end?
Yeah, definitely. We had a little glitch there, and all of a sudden he was there, and it didn't work out.
Take us down to that last lap shootout. What were you thinking as we came down to the green flag and white flag?
Oh, man, I knew I didn't have any partners because I've just drafted with Kenneth the whole race, so I had nobody to hang out with. I thought I was going to get freight trained, so I was going to make my car like 5 cars wide.
And who does it for you, man? What are your sponsors? Who do you have to thank for this incredible finish tonight?
Well, I got Logitech. Logitech's back behind me a lot, and I got family supporting me, and God helped me win it.
Hey, congratulations on this finish tonight, man. Good job, and we can't wait to see some excellent and more exciting racing from you in the time to come.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Finishing second place tonight, you've got that at number 27, Mark Gloy. Gloy almost going for that win tonight, but instead choosing to push Brandon Cody back out to the lead. How does it feel to get that second place after such a long race?
I got to tell you, it was a lot of fun. It was a good race, and Team Twisty Motorsports works really hard during the week to get a good setup, and the guys gave us a great car. And I just want to shout out to Kevin Vaughn and Mark Arthur and Eric Duffy, who can't be with us tonight, but all those guys worked really hard to get a good car, and all of our guys did great. So it was a perfect race, just not as perfect as it could have been if we would have won.
And we're getting word that this is actually a redemption race for you, as you had such a poor finish here last time, finishing 14th. So definitely pulling out that second place tonight is another form of pride for you. Is there anybody out there possibly watching tonight you want to thank?
Definitely Eric Duffy. He's one of our teammates that, like I said, couldn't make it tonight. And just thank our sponsors, Moose Trail Homes and Moose Trail Property Maintenance, Glory Racing, and Team Twisty Motorsports.
All right, guys, that's your second place finisher, Mark Loy. You got Ted, who's caught up with our third place, the last guy to catch the podium by 2/1000ths of a second. Not even. You got Jonathan Smith there with Ted.
Jonathan Smith, this is Ted Manning up here in the booth. You got me, bud?
Yeah, I got you.
What an amazing finish right there. That was definitely some white-knuckle racing. Coming down to the green-white flag, I mean, you started 27th tonight, and you end up third in a very, very fantastic star-studded finish. How do you feel?
Little shaky. I was wanting to get in front of that first place car, and I knew I was real close. I didn't try it. I knew I was going to get taken out.
And as you came down to that start-finish line, that checker was flying in the air, all those cars wrecking around you. Did you ever think you were going to be able to pull off that top three finish?
Honestly, no. There were a couple of times I almost hit a couple cars, and I just went around them. They didn't hit me. I didn't hit them.
Very modest and a very good finish for you, Jonathan. Are there? Do you got any shout-outs that you'd like to make? Any for your sponsors or anything like that?
I want to do a shout-out to the House FM over here in Oklahoma.
Well, fantastic. A good job on your third place finish, John. And we hope to see you back for the next race in Season 2 of the Championship Online Racing Association.
Thank you.
From Daytona International Speedway, the first and race of the second season here at for the Championship Online Racing Association Sunday Money Series. I am Ted Manning along with my partner Matt Close. ETV Live brought to you by the HD Network. Signing off here at Daytona International Speedway. We hope to see you next week for the next race of the Championship Online Racing Association.